Deep in the heart of Texas, there was an idea to bring together a group of individuals to celebrate their interests in anime, manga, and gaming.
I am right now officially announcing that we are creating a convention called DreamCon.
And you're probably thinking, this isn't new. There are already plenty of anime conventions that exist. Anime NYC, Otakon, Anime Expo, Robert Downey Jr. Con. But do those conventions have the CEO of Twitch getting turned up at parties? Do they have sports events where the nerds are actually athletic, game shows, tournaments, and a guarantee that the average fall count in the area will be at a record-breaking 0.2 per 100, which is way less than I can say about other conventions. The only caveat is, the white friend you bring along might only be a little bit uncomfortable being so outnumbered. But, you know, there's something kind of cool about that. Let's unpack it.
Whatever happens, happens.
So you decided to go to RDC World's DreamCon as your first anime convention. But you don't know what to expect? Don't worry, your boys got you. First and foremost, you're gonna need a fit, okay? Despite what streamers online might show you, you don't need a diamond chain or designer clothes to fit into DreamCon. What you need is a dance belt. This is just for the men. Boys, the amount of Miles Morales cosplays I saw with their cojones just hanging out for everyone to see, it's not nice, okay? It's not nice. It's like you 3D printed your balls and stitched them onto your spandex for everyone to see. I'm banning it from now on, okay? Either buy a dance belt or don't leave the house, okay? It's simple as that. Pick a cosplay from your most niche anime. I promise you, you're not that special. Someone is gonna recognize that cosplay and you're gonna get more aura points the more obscure it is. Do you know what this fit is? This is Piccolo from that one filler driving lessons episode only like half of you remember. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Make sure you get your cosplays early too. Don't order your cosplay to your Airbnb before you arrive, because the previous Airbnb users will definitely not steal your cosplay because obviously there's 100 things you can do with someone's stolen cosplay. What? And the Airbnb hostess will definitely not just tell you tough cookies and send you complimentary cookies as a way to say sorry. Finally, on this section, if you want to stand out, and I mean really stand out, you're going to want to buy one of the rarest cosplays among black anime fans. Of course, I'm talking about the Akatsuki robes. Warning, chances of seeing this on a black person are 0.00100%. Due to this item being so cool and unique, people have reported seizures and strokes upon sight. Please refrain from direct eye contact from any person over the age of 50. Barely any black people wear this. So if you see one, rightly assume it is a skinwalker and run. And if you do decide to cosplay this and you are black, just know you have my utmost respect. You are really unique, and at that convention, you are 1 in 10 at best. I don't know what to tell you. This is the most common cosplay after Luffy. So, you have your cosplay now. The next item of business is getting your badge. And just like real life, there's a hierarchy of importance at DreamCon. What? You thought there'd be equality at a convention? No. Just like your favorite gacha game, this is pay to win, starting all the way at the talent who basically get into the convention for free. These are your content creators, your voice actors, the people that work the show, the celebrities that matter. Then you got your industry badge for your micro influencers and the media team that's going to be recording different events and whatnot. Your boy got one. Wait, hold on, where is mine? You see this? Yeah. This is what privilege feels like, because I'm not gonna lie, getting past some people in the line and getting into certain events, it did bring a smile on my face. Then you got your panelist badge, which obviously are people who have panels or people who need to set up shop in the art exhibits. And then way down to the bottom, way down to the bottom is you with your measly $100 weekend badge. But don't worry. You can upgrade your weekend badge to a premium badge that makes you slightly a better person, and it only costs an additional $250. That's such a steal, it should be illegal. Trust me, you're gonna want this premium badge, because DreamCon, just like most other conventions, has a lot, and I mean a lot of lines for meet and greets, lines to ceremonies and main events, lines to go take a dump, lines to get food, lines to enter the building, and lines to exit the building, all under the sweltering heat of Texas summer. So if you want to guarantee your spot in all the main events, you might as well pay the extra $250 so you don't have to worry about not getting a seat. Okay, I was supposed to insert a joke here. The joke was basically that it's basically not even worth it. After a while, they stopped scanning for the RSVP and the QR codes to get into main events, and anybody can get in. So you getting your premium badge, most of the time, it didn't really matter. I was looking at some of my friends who paid that $250 and saying, damn, you actually just got rugged, man. That's actually just so scab, man. That's so scab. There was this one time I was 5 minutes late to getting into an event. It was called RDC World's Jeopardy. They were having a Jeopardy show. And here's me thinking, you know, I got the industry badge. I should be able to get in despite me being 5 minutes late. And I already stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning a week ago to make sure I got my seat. I added my seat to the RSVP. I have my RSVP. I should be able to get in, right? Tell me why I get to the gates and there is a bald man with a blue shirt, and I have to be descriptive about this so you guys get the idea, and he tells me, sir, I'm sorry, okay, we are at capacity in this event. Oh, capacity. That's interesting because there's at least 100 people behind me also with RSVPs, so where did those seats go? Capacity. You guys just let everyone else in. What's going on? And then these two black girls walked in front of me and they were like, man, this is ridiculous. They were doing the DeMarcus Cousins that it's ridiculous. Whatever's happening here is ridiculous. And then people were naming where they're coming from. They were like, I came all the way from Arkansas. I came all the way from LA. I came all the way from Philadelphia. I spent my hard-earned money to get here. So I felt left out. So I decided to chime in. And I said, yeah, I came all the way from Ireland. And everybody just stopped talking and looked at me. I looked at the crew. I looked back at me and they were like, man, if you don't let this Irish nigga in. So after enjoying your favorite events like the line for Family Feud and my favorite, the line for Jeopardy, you're gonna be in some desperate need of a dopamine boost. And what better way is there at an anime convention to get this dopamine boost than to spend your money on arbitrary anime merchandise at the art exhibit hall? From cheap Etsy knockoffs to those anime t-shirts that cover the whole shirt, they have it all. Enjoy walking from stall to stall, looking at different things to buy as all the artists look you in the eye, desperately pleading with you, soul to soul, to buy from them because you are their next meal. The energy and feeling of someone desperately wanting your money, it's so nice. Like I can still hear them now. Please buy from me, please. You should have stayed in college. Buy from me, please. Here you can buy original artwork, original manga, bobby pins, posters of your favorite anime characters. Shout out to RDC for this one because according to my calculations, I saw a total of only 4 hentai posters, which is record-breaking numbers for an anime convention. Although at the same time, I know Ben is kind of into that stuff, so who knows, he maybe just threw everything in the back for himself. I, for one, thought buying a jacket with Goku and the Trapstar hoodie was a little bit tacky, so out of all the art I saw from the different panels and the different stalls, I bought nothing. Except these. We got the 10x8 print of Goku getting the dog mess beaten out of him by Matt from Wii Sports. I also bought a Sonic the Hedgehog print because at this point, after my last video doing pretty well, I am now just an openly obsessed 23-year-old man who loves Sonic the Hedgehog. And I also bought my magnum opus. I call it the Frog of Hope. I wish I could explain the feelings I feel when I look at this poster, but I can't. So I plugged it into ChatGPT and told it to explain it like it's an Elden Ring item. In the dim, melancholic light, a forlorn frog sits hunched, its eyes fixed with an almost sorrowful intensity upon the flame. Its malted green skin contrasts sharply with the stark illumination, highlighting the divide between hope and despair. Effect. Gazing upon the frog's longing candle imbues a sense of melancholy, reflection, and introspection. It is said that those who observe this scene may find themselves haunted by the longing within, for it reflects the deep, unspoken desires that linger in the heart. So yeah, That's pretty cool, man. Now, DreamCon is a convention made by content creators for content creators. So on top of all the YouTube advice and streaming advice you can get from the different panels, you also get the chance to meet some of your favorite content creators. Anime, gaming. Who the hell needs those at an anime and gaming convention when you get the chance to meet some of your favorite black creators like Duke Dennis? I'm Dante, Kai Cenat, and obviously Hasanabi. This is like if it was the BET Awards, but the average man could just sit right beside Denzel Washington and be within like a hair's breadth of him. It's weird. I used 2 hours of my Saturday to wait in line for the Berlizzi meet and greet. I sacrificed time with my friends, time that could have been spent at some really cool events. There was a lot of cool events on Saturday, and I was like, all that is worthless if I don't get my photo with one of my favorite YouTubers, Berlizzi. So I stood in line for 2.5 hours. And literally, just when my bunch, they did it in rollouts. So just when my rollout was about to get there at the front of the line, Berlizzi announced that he needs to go to another panel. He's gone and he's leaving his mom to be there to sell the merch and take photos. Why? And that's when I realized we were all committing borderline adultery. When I turned around to look at the crowd that was still waiting, I didn't see people. I saw mindless sheep worshiping these people like they were gods, but they were just regular humans that had a sub count. It was maddening because in that line, I felt like I was the only one who knew the truth. And I say all this to say that the next day, I used my industry badge to get backstage and get a photo with Berlizzi. Don't look at me like that, okay? I did not say I was above the system. Circling back to holding content creators more accountable, there are these videos online that are going viral of this streamer who went to DreamCon and was just being like an overall weirdo for most of the day.
I genuinely know who's like buying this shit though.
Usually I would not call out bro's name like this, but I have a special grievance for people who go into spaces about hobbies and interests they apparently are disgusted and hate, and then they start calling it out like, bro, who invited you? I've actually been following this guy on socials for a minute, so I know the whole humiliation ritual is kind of part of his shtick, but this part, I'm not gonna lie, it's not funny. Apparently this guy was just walking up and down being two-faced about loving people's cosplays but then hating on it behind their backs, judging people for buying anime merchandise, and just being an overall Disney bully. Because Yusuf, why are you hating on bro wearing this? Ain't this you? I get this vibe that he probably did like anime at one point, or still does, but for this instance, he's ready to throw it out in the bin and make fun of anybody who's enjoying this in order to keep this persona he feels like he needs to have to be this big streamer, or for the people who are following him. He sees anybody who still indulges in these interests as weird and they should like grow up. We as a society should be more mature than this. Instead, we should be following his footsteps by going around DreamCon saying beautiful one-liners like this.
I want fuck the basketball, fuck the anime. I want to see some bad bitches, bro. Where the bad hoes at, bro? Really, bro, I haven't seen any, bro.
On a more sentimental note, being around this many black nerds was somewhat therapeutic. Long are the days where the Smash Bros haircut, Urkel looking stereotypes was the only believable standard for what the average black nerd looked like. I saw people who looked like they could have been models, dads with their kids, hardcore gamers, casual gamers, couple cosplays, and like talented alternative artists expressing themselves and their skills as black creatives. Overall, I just saw a bunch of black people having fun. What other convention are you going to where you see Shawn Michaels reenacting a wrestling match in the middle of a hallway? Not even in a panel, just people just circling around them and them just having fun. Hearing someone you watched when you were 12 say that you can do what they can. You can do this YouTube thing if you're down to put in the hours. It's pretty surreal. In my head, those OGs know better than anyone else how volatile and dangerous YouTube can be as a career. So hearing veterans say that it's your turn, it's pretty anime-esque to say the least. RDC started off as a group of teenagers who wanted to create their own manga. Now they have a convention that is pulling the same numbers as other reputable conventions. They add unique things to their plate that brings that brand loyalty to want to come next year and the year after. Now they're creating their own industry level anime, producing a movie with Jordan Peele, and it all started with a scuffed camcorder and some skits. The fiction that always gets me going is stories of characters risking it all for their dreams, having this unyielding desire to show the world what they can offer. From the melodramatics to the fantastical fictional worlds, they have the courage to say, this is what I want to do, and I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best. This is why I'm such a big fan of some of these YouTubers' work. And low-key, it's also the reason why this channel exists. My oldest video on this channel is a submission video for Afro Senju's content creator competition like years ago. And it was that video that made me realize like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'd like to do this one day as a full-time hobby. I'm forever grateful that I got the opportunity to say thank you in person to him. By the way, don't watch the video. It's literally unwatchable. Like, I'm not even saying that as a meme. I got disqualified from the competition because I didn't know what audio mixing was at the time, and I basically blew his ears out. I don't know if the satire came across during this whole video, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself at this, and I will be there next year. They fixed a lot of the issues people had last year, so I have no doubt they'll probably improve as the years go by. Speaking of, this year I met a lot of these guys as just a fan. But I'm putting this out there in the universe. Next year, I want to meet a lot of these guys again, but as peers. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll be the one with the 2.5-hour wait line for people to come and meet and greet me. Berlizzi, I'm talking about you.